Now turn up.
What up? It is Marcus with Dynasty Football Dads. We are back with another episode. We took July 4th off, which was the first one I've done since January, I think, like 15th. That was my first day off of actually taking a video. I needed a day off. And then, we did a small video yesterday. Today, we're going to do either regress or impress. It is something that we've heard plenty of times. Is this person going to fall off the map, or is this person going to be a breakout? And we are going to be talking about that player shortly here. But if you're new to the channel, we are giving away a signed Vikings football. That is to our Patreon supporters. We have a couple of them so far, but it'd be awesome if we could even have a couple more, so then we can start doing bigger and better things. We have a jersey. I have a signed jersey that I'm going to be giving away after that football. So the player that is in mind is the sophomore running back, CEH, Clyde Edwards-Heliere. And if you go back kind of 12 months ago, we had Pat Mahomes saying, oh my goodness, we have to get this guy. Andy Reid saying he's the next Brian Westbrook. We have all these different beat reporters saying, oh my goodness, Clyde Edwards-Heliere is amazing. And at one QB leagues, we had a debate between Clyde Edwards-Heliere, Jonathan Taylor. And that was a huge problem, a huge debate going on. And it was kind of split 50-50. Now, in retrospect, it's all like, wow, Jonathan Taylor just smoked CEH out of the water. And CEH, his biggest thing is he wasn't the most talented running back, but he was put in a perfect situation, which was Kansas City's high-powered offense. And we knew what Damian Williams could do as a Kansas City Chief. We were like, man, if we had just a more talented Damian Williams, like Clyde Edwards-Heliere, what could he do? Well, 2020 happened. He finished his RB22, which is not a good enough, I guess you could say, spot for Clyde Edwards-Heliere. And now we sit here going, wow, are we too low on him? Are we too high on him? Where to have Clyde Edwards-Heliere? I actually have him higher than 22, a lot higher than 22, and I think he's going to impress. But here's some reasonings for why I believe that argument. There's arguments against it too, but I believe that you look at his statistics, 13 games, a little over 1,000 total yards. The big key was 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns. In the red zone, he had a 10% touchdown rate. It was just a horrible rate. I mean, we were one of the worst rates that we've seen in a while. Is just his touchdown. He got lots of carries within the 10-yard line there. They call it the 10 zone, not the 20 zone. Within the 10 zone, and you could see he just did not convert those. And they started even trying to give those to Le'Veon Bell, who also couldn't convert those. But so Clyde Edwards-Heliere, his biggest thing was goal line, red zone, 10 zone. Like those were his areas that he struggled on the most. Now, if we just give him a standard performance, let's just say a standard of what you would typically get from a guy who has a 67% basically target share, rush share, you were talking about a guy that gets 7-8 touchdowns. You're already moving him from 22 to like 17. And I think that if you got to have a guy that has 13 games played, you're going to have a guy that's going to improve. His pass game he wasn't really utilized in the passing game as much as he could have been. I mean, we're still talking about a guy that could produce kind of like this Saquon Barkley type of output. Maybe his rushing isn't going to blow things out of the water. Maybe he gets 1,000 yards or 1,100 yards, but he could get 600-700 yards passing, receiving. And that is what Clyde Edwards-Heliere did amazing at LSU and amazing with Joe Burrow. He had one of the best receiving basically repertoires of any collegiate running back over the last couple of years, up there with the likes of Antonio Gibson and Kenneth Gainwell coming in. So we have to figure out, okay, is he going to impress or regress? Well, there's not much room for him to regress unless you think that the opposite is Jerick McKinnon is going to take over. Jerick McKinnon, 29 years old, I don't think he's going to take over. So who else are you going to have there? CEH. And you're going to have an improved offensive line. They went out and they somehow finagled the salary cap. I don't understand salary cap sometimes. It's like, we're $80 million over. And it's like, we're just going to keep signing people. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we're back to fine. It's like, I don't understand all of the salary cap things. I know some teams seem like they're screwed. And then they just sign somebody for like $80 million or $100 million on like 2-3 years. And it's like, I don't understand it. But they can figure it out. I know that the TV deals are coming down the pipeline as well. CEH also, in dynasty perspective, is potentially going to have a 5-year contract. I mean, we look at first round running backs do extremely well in fantasy compared to the other rounds. We look at number 2 is we look at that 5th year option that you can see likely, if he continues to do well, is going to be a huge kind of like, hey, unless he holds out and stuff, which he could hold out at that point, but that's years down the road. We're talking about a guy that, in my opinion, is a top 12 dynasty running back still, and it's not because of his talent. It is mostly because of what his versatility is and because of his opportunity. I don't see his opportunity changing at all in the future, which is a big key, and I don't see I don't see like. I just there's not much that it looks kind of concrete. You look at it and you're like, well, what can change? What can really change? The only thing that I could see is him getting hurt. And if you have Jerick McKinnon, or if you don't have Jerick McKinnon in your CEH owner, get Jerick McKinnon. He's a cheap handcuff. We're gonna have to do handcuffs at some point. We're gonna have to do a video on handcuffs. And Jerick McKinnon is one of the biggest handcuffs that I think you can definitely get, because, again, opportunity is going to be huge, and Jerick McKinnon does have a talented repertoire of being able to be a pass-catching running back as a ex-Minnesota Viking. I think CEH right now is being undervalued. He's being slowly pushed down this board, and it's like if you look at one of the easiest things, I think his outcomes, it's like his low is probably 20-ish, 22-ish, like he had last year, unless he gets hurt. So if you're looking at somebody that is at 22 and can only go up, that's why I'm loving CEH. I know that there's some people that are still like, no, I can't have him. I don't want it. He's going to bust. If I'm wrong, you're talking about a guy that if he doesn't perform this year, yeah, he's going to be very, 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 his value is going to drop and hit the moon. What's the opposite of moon? I'm all in this cryptocurrency stuff. Cryptocurrency's moon, so hit the sun? I don't know. Hit the sun. It's gonna blow up. It's probably not gonna do good. But I'm gonna go against that. I think CEH is somebody that we can be looking back at and going, oh my goodness, his value went skyrocketing. Same with like the Antonio Gibson's types. It's like you look at their kind of range of outcomes and it's like, yeah, they're pretty safe floor, but their ceilings are close to top 5 running back, like Saquon Barkley type of statistics. I think there's no one more talented, potentially more talented as a running back than Saquon Barkley. But you look at CMC, who I think maybe has a little bit less rushing talent, but his receiving game is just remarkable. And you get some of these running backs that are versatile like that. I'm trying to think of other running backs that are kind of into that tier, but it's like, that is, I mean, Jonathan Taylor, you could say that he's even had some growing pains along the way. I'm getting off track. So CEH, I think he's a buy. I would rather have him than any of these rookie running backs, over Najee, over Javonte, over Travis Etienne. Yeah. So I think I would take him one-on-one if he was in this draft and I knew that he was producing his sophomore season coming up. I would even take him if I knew he was going to be RB22, because I knew that his second year would be still something good. So I am still a believer in CEH. Are you? All right, this is Marcus Dynasty Football Dads. See you tomorrow. Say bye, dude.
Now turn up.